one more time from another angle, looping the hair or the yarn over the hair, crossing the yarn, pulling that one to the side, pulling the hair under the yarn under the hair, and braiding. And I have to eventually switch the position of my hands because that's not my normal braiding hand position. Now here I'm at the end of the hair. So I'm separating these two pieces and adding this one in with the hair. And continue braiding and keeping my fingertips real close on this hair so that I keep kind of tucking it in as I go so that all those little ends don't start poking out of the braid. If you've watched my videos before about how I do box braids, I know that in the past I've said that I work from the bottom up. Now I've found when I'm doing that sometimes the problem can be when you get up to the top, you might not have enough space left to make a nice last row up there at the top. So it works better if you start at the top and work down so that you can have nice uniform looking rows here where it's more visible. And then once I've gotten 4 rows here now. And then once you get down close to the ear, you can just kind of, it might not be exactly the same size as the other ones, it might be a little bigger or a little smaller, but when you put in those last couple of boxes, like this will make 2 boxes here, they're going to be hidden underneath the rest of the hair. And when I'm doing regular box braids that I've got beads and things and the braids are shorter when it's just the natural hair, they do hang down in the way, but with all this yarn and length, it's easier to just throw the hair out of the way so it's not hanging down in your way while you're doing the other braids. So I recommend starting from the top and going down, and I did that in the back as well. Okay, this is the finished hairstyle with the extension yarn braids. I'm not sure if I remembered to mention earlier that the yarn we were using was just acrylic yarn, and I used black because it was the closest to her natural hair color, and so it blends in and looks pretty natural. But you could use any color you want. For browner hair you could use a brown yarn, or you could use pink or red if you wanted it to be a little more colorful, or you could just add a couple of them with colored yarn for like a highlighted look. And then I ended up having about 20 braids on each side in the front and about 18 on each side in the back, so around 74 braids total. And also I finished them all so that they're about the same length, so it's kind of a blunt cut all the way around. Let me show back. So it's kind of all the same length all the way around, but if you wanted to use one length of yarn and braid all the way to the end of that length of yarn, the same length up here as you use for the braids down here, then these braids are going to end up coming farther down and you'll get more of a layered look. But I end up having these braids be shorter than the ones up here so that they all kind of end at the same spot. So I will put some pictures at the end of this video of different styles that we do once the extensions are in.